Let's turn though back home to what is the big story of the day. Today, the Narendra Modi government at the center came up with an ordinance to shield healthcare workers against attacks. As per the ordinance, attack on healthcare workers will be considered a cognizable and non-bailable offence. The accused assaulters could face imprisonment from 3 months up to 5 years and a penalty ranging from 50,000 to 2 lakhs.
After unending attacks on healthcare professionals who are on the front line in the war against coronavirus, the centre has finally stepped in to shield the heroes. The Narendra Modi government has introduced an ordinance to punish those who attack, harass or stigmatize healthcare professionals.
Approved promulgation of an ordinance to amend the Epidemic Diseases Act 1897 in the light of pandemic situation of COVID-19. So be it harassment or be it criminal offense against them in form of violence, for this government, it's a zero tolerance area.
The amendments in the Epidemic Diseases Act of 1987 make any attack on healthcare workers a cognizable and non-bailable offence. The probe into such attacks must be completed in 30 days. A judgment will come in 1 year. The guilty will face 3 months to 5 years in jail and a fine of 50,000 to 2 lakh rupees. In case of grievous injuries, the punishment ranges from 6 months to 7 years with a penalty of 1 lakh to 5 lakh rupees. In case of attack on healthcare workers' vehicle or clinic, the guilty will have to pay double the damage. Doctors have welcomed the move.
Yeah, this is needful. This is the need of hour to minimize such incidents or at least create maximum deterrence,
शायद काफी लंबे समय से लोग ऐसा सोच भी रहे थे, मांग रहे थे कि सरकार ने जो इस प्रकार का प्रावधान किया है या सरकार बहुत जल्दी इस प्रावधान को ला रही है, तो एक अच्छा प्रावधान है। इसके माध्यम से ही सही शायद जो लोग ऐसा कार्य कर रहे हैं, घृणित कार्य कर रहे हैं, उन पर शायद कहीं तक लगाम लग जाए और अगर कहीं किसी व्यक्ति की, चाहे स्वास्थ्य कर्मी की, चाहे पुलिस कर्मी की क्षतिपूर्ति होती है।
The centre's big move came hours after doctors held talks with Home Minister Amit Shah and Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan. The Home Ministry has written to states asking them to ensure adequate security for healthcare professionals.
After the Home Minister personally assured the medical fraternity today that the government will do everything in order to keep them safe, the centre today promulgated an ordinance which makes it a cognizable and a non-bailable offence to attack or harass a medical professional. The medical fraternity, of course, has welcomed the move, but what remains to be seen is whether this changes attitudes of the citizens on the ground, and they, of course, respect our corona warriors who are putting themselves in harm's way every day in order to keep us safe. With camera person Sanjay Chaudhary, Polami Saha in Delhi for India Today.
Let's raise some big questions then today. Will the law to protect doctors that the government is putting in place really work on the ground? Why have existing laws failed? There are more than 19 laws across our state on this. Is implementation the real problem? Has the government woken up too late? Some of the questions I want to raise. I'm joined by Dr. Kunal Sarkar. He's Senior Vice Chairman at Medica Super Speciality Hospital in Kolkata. Dhwani Mehta is a lawyer and co-founder of the Vidhi Center for Legal Policy. Dr. Rajan Sharma is the IMA President. Dr. Pradeep Kumar is Dr. Simon's friend. Remember, Dr. Simon is the doctor whose ambulance was attacked when his body, the late Dr. Simon, whose ambulance was attacked when his body was being taken for a burial. I'm going to come to all of you one by one, but I want to come to you, Dhwani, first to give me a legal perspective, because I'll come to the doctors later. Please tell us what is the new about this law that doctors can feel more assured of.
Sure. Thanks, Rajdeep. As I understand it, and I haven't had a chance to read the provisions of the ordinance yet, the critical difference between this amendment and the existing provisions of the Indian Penal Code as well as other state laws are that violence against healthcare workers will now be a non-bailable offence. There are existing provisions in the Indian Penal Code such as voluntarily causing hurt, causing grievous hurt, mischief, even irreverence to a human corpse is an offence that is specifically punished punishable under the Indian Penal Code. And as you mentioned, there are 19 state laws that specifically target violence against healthcare workers. But the only difference really is that this offense will now be non-bailable.
So the difference is that the offense will be non-bailable. Dr. Pradeep Kumar, you are a friend of Dr. Simon, who tragically could not even get a dignified, decent burial in Chennai when your ambulance was attacked in which you were taking his body. Today, when you hear that a similar attack in the future will be non-bailable, does it give you confidence that people will not do what they did a few days ago? Or do you believe the real problem lies in educating citizens and telling them to sort out misinformation from real information?
Yes, sir. Absolutely, sir. Actually, I'm very glad. First of all, I want to thank the central government for addressing our concerns and taking drastic steps. Both the central government and the state government have been supporting doctors. Now that we have come to a situation where we have been losing lives and being threatened and being hit by the public. So it has come to a situation where somebody has to die to literally somebody has to come to a very.
No, but do you think that this will change the situation, Dr. Pradeep, on the ground? Do you think that tomorrow, if a similar situation, God forbid, were to happen in Chennai, where a fellow doctor of yours dies of corona and you can't even give him a decent burial because people attack the ambulance, do you believe that because it's non-bailable, people will now think twice?
Maybe, sir. Yes, I may think. I mean, I think so. Maybe it can. But actually, sir, already there is an act, sir. It is called as Prevention of Violence Against the Doctors Act. Medical Professionals Act. So that act has been there. It was passed. It was amended, and it was passed in 2018. And according to that act, it is again a non-bailable offence. And
so it comes down to implementation.
It is there.
It comes down really to implementation of the law.
Absolutely.
I want to ask you, Dr. Kunal Sarkar, there in Kolkata, should the government, is this the focus, that you bring in an ordinance to try and make the law stricter, the act stricter against any kind of violence against doctors, or is what doctors really need personal protective equipment? I'm told in Kolkata and other places that is the real challenge. Is the challenge violence against doctors, or is it the need for PPEs, or both?
I think Rajdeep, it is probably a bit of both. And if I may say that probably the ordinance will give a little bit of moral courage, and it will give a sense of support to the doctors that look, they are backed up by a sense of law. So that protects them from harassment. But another very important point in this fight against corona is this is a young man and woman's war. The doctors who are fighting the war today, they are not just fighting against harassment. We have an age group of around, all the doctors probably are on the lesser side of 30 who are leading the battle from the front. So harassment is one side of it. And much of the action is taking place in the government hospitals and the government medical colleges. So where these young men and women, apart from the sort of backing of the law and protection from harassment, we have to look after their needs. Many of them have young families, because this is not a war which is being led by veterans. Veterans are standing at the second or the third tier. So these young boys and girls whom we have pushed to the forefront, their needs, their logistical needs, along with their legal protection and consolidation, needs to be very, very minutely looked after.
You're saying it's the junior, you're saying sorry, go ahead with the PPEs, yes.
Yeah, with the PPEs, Rajdeep, obviously, like the rest of the world, from the poorest to the most affluent, I don't know why each and every country seems to have been found napping to have the right protective equipment available to the doctors at the right time. But I think, that supply stage is getting better in most states. And at least, like some countries who are washing their PPEs with Savlon.
I'll come back to you, Dr. Sarkar. I've just lost you. I want to come to you at the IMA, sir. Dr. Rajan Sharma, you're president of the Indian Medical Association. You met the Home Minister today. Did it require you to reach out to the Home Minister and threaten a stir today? You had planned a kind of candlelight vigil and a black day tomorrow for the government to wake up. Many will say that why did it require you to personally have to go to meet the Home Minister or raise this issue through a planned protest for the laws to be made more stringent? They're already there. The laws exist in 19 states. It's implementation which is the issue.
Rajiv, good evening.
Good evening.
First of all, let me apprise you, it is not 19, it is 23 states.
Okay.
And 2 union territories. And
after Andhra Pradesh, Haryana was the second state which implemented this when I was a state president. And incidentally, in Haryana, the first case was lodged by us in my local branch. We got these acts passed, the state governments cooperated, but ultimately realized it lacked teeth because of certain amendments in the IPC and CRPC were required. And these amendments are not there. So the police never registered a case. And the officials concerned used to say there is no mention of this act in the IPC. And the punishment part was never there. Ever since all these acts have been implemented, there has not been a single conviction in the country. And we had been pestering with this demand since so long.
You're saying not a single person has been convicted for an assault on doctors in all these years?
Yes, yes.
Now, some would say that this reveals the weakness in the law, Dr. Sharma. Others will say it reveals the weakness of our police force on the ground.
See, the weakness was of the entire system. Hello?
Yes. You know, the Dhwani you're hearing from Dr. Sharma, who's claiming that there's not been a single conviction in any case involving assault on doctors. Now, we've had junior resident doctors who've been assaulted in the past. Patients, relatives have assaulted doctors. It hasn't just happened at Corona times. Even before, we've seen junior resident doctors in particular being assaulted by patients' relatives, but not a single conviction. Where's the problem?
So one thing, Rajdeep, as in I'm not sure what the scope of this particular ordinance is, because if it's an amendment under the Epidemic Diseases Act, my concern is that it will be restricted to acts of violence against healthcare workers during this specific time, whereas violence against healthcare personnel is a much larger, I mean, ever-present issue even outside of this current crisis. The second, yes, there have been very few convictions. I don't have nationwide data, but there's a 2018 Karnataka Law Commission report, which says that there were 173 cases registered between 2010 to 2017. Of these, only 23 went to trial, and there were ultimately only 3 convictions. No compensation was awarded in any of these cases. So as the way I see it, this is clearly, I mean, this is a problem that's endemic to our criminal justice system in general. What is needed is to sensitize our police force to strengthen enforcement. And what I would argue is perhaps take this opportunity to recognize larger legal gaps that affect the health and safety of all healthcare workers. Perhaps what we need is an occupational health and safety law that imposes, that not just criminalizes acts of violence like this, but imposes positive obligations on the state as well as private establishments to protect their healthcare workers from occupational risks and hazards.
You know, Dr. Sarkar, a police officer on the, even as Dhwani was speaking, has just sent me a message. Wish you had called a police officer to explain the impact of ordinance. This is Yashovardhan Azad who says, ordinance will not solve the problem of the scarcity of law enforcers. We need an immediate response because an attack puts victims at risk. You need to make special police officers available for immediate response in hospitals. Do you believe, Dr. Sarkar, that's needed?
Rajdeep, I definitely think better implementation, better proactive measures will be needed. But also at the same time, we need to be have to have a little bit of an empathy, which is what is happening all around us. Say the incident that happened in Chennai. Because that is a mixture of paranoia, anxiety, ignorance, and people are absolutely at their end of their, psychological tolerance, given what is happening all around us. So I think, let us not start an argument that whether the death penalty has actually reduced the number of murders in a country or not. That's a separate argument. The law has to be there. The law has to be in the proper place to provide protection, but at the same time, a community of doctors can never be seen to be adversarial or in conflict with society. I think we, along with yourselves, we will have to assure the people that all this kind of ignorance, ignorance, paranoia, etc., which is making the coronavirus look like a negative Spider-Man or a Darth Vader, because a parallel program or a campaign has to go on that front. Because other than that, just by brandishing laws and audiences, we do not want to escalate the kind of, the tremendous levels of anxiety cum ignorance that prevails in society today.
I want to give a final word to you, Dr. Sharma. Do you really believe at the end of the day, this is about providing respect? Doctors need to be respected. There is a complete absence at times of respect to doctors, particularly normal times. It's taken Corona for us to suddenly call them Corona warriors, put them on the front line. Sorry.
Actually, Rajdeep, it is so appalling that how come only the doctors who are dying and suffering from COVID are attacked on their way to the cremation ground? This is a question to ponder when so many deaths have occurred. This has not happened. And I would like to point out, we are a part of the society. We have been facing violence. We have been exercising extreme restraint till date. But yes, when we see people going scot-free, a friend of mine for compensation, this is his 12th year into asking for a compensation. The same law being interpreted in different ways. So where is the system wrong? As far as police is concerned, yes, it is a stark and a bitter truth that we are short in number. How many policemen can you stretch for how many duties? So that is right. And when a doctor who is subjected to this, the family and the other people, he loses his confidence. We have seen patients of depression, doctors getting into depressive mode.
I take your point, and I think therefore the ordinance could not have come a moment too soon, but as has been said, an ordinance alone is not going to stop the attacks on doctors. It will need to be tackled at various levels, the misinformation, the fears, the anxieties that exist over coronavirus, and importantly, creating a spirit where doctors truly are seen as people who are genuine healers. Thank you all very much for joining me here on the news.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.